Right, child's pose is not for everybody. So if you don't want to get your starting position in that position, then you're going to come into an elbow cat stretch instead, okay? Otherwise, knees as wide as your mat, my big toes are touching, and you're going to walk your arms forward down your mat, sliding your fingers as far forward as they will go, lift your elbows off the ground, lengthening through the spine, and then melting your head and chest down at the same time, gripping the mat and pulling your bottom firmly down to your hips. So you're getting that full length. So today's quite a lot of stretching stuff, quite a lot of yoga, infusion type of exercises. So it's going to be the sweat, the workout's going to come from get yourself into the stretches, which will please Anthony especially. Okay, we're going to begin to come out of this stretch. So just release, walk your hands in, push yourself up, and bring your knees underneath your shoulders, your hips, and your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in, slide your left leg up into the sky, staying in line with the rest of your body, and then your right arm. So straight line. We inhale, we tap down. We exhale, we lift, and we take them to the corners of the room to 45-degree angle and back to the center and down. So we're abducting hip and shoulder, but we're not following the arms. What I tend to see a lot is people kind of going towards that position. Hey, we've got Richard coming in late. Oh, sorry. So lift up, out to the side. It's a good excuse to have a little breath. Not just starting. Not too much. So we're trying here to find your balance. Your right foot can be tucked under if you feel you need a little bit more balance. And make sure you're breathing. Inhale up, exhale out to the side, inhale back to center, exhale down. We'll do 4 more, except for Richard, who's going to do 10. As he's been late, and then he's going to do 20 burpees.
Only 20?
Oh, I quite like burpees, so I might add to that. Right, 1 more. We come back to center. We are going to put our hand down, but Richard's not. Then we're going to drop to our elbows. Now watch this, we bend our knee and we bring it to a hover on the floor. We're going to lift it behind, we're going to drop it down and lift it out to the side, back down. So one behind, you've got a nice body, haven't you? And out to the side.
Oh, yeah. I'm just looking at what your legs
shows your place. And out.
That's just, you know me, I can't follow this, I can actually see it.
Well, like I said, you've got the mirror as well, that helps.
Yeah, that shows it back to front. Which confuses me. Oh, no.
So 1 up behind, 1 out to the side. Your right butt is going to start firing off. This is going to warm your body up. 3 more. Last one, up behind, back down, out to the side. We drop the knee to the floor. Release the right leg a little bit. So take the pressure off the right leg. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips, come into a dolphin position. Right, I want you to focus on the stretch first of all. Bend your knees, lift your hips, extend your spine, push your chest down between your shoulders. Then push your heels to the floor. I can't do this with top on it. Can't breathe. Now, I want you to concentrate on making your base of your spine the tip of the triangle, the elevation, that bit that goes up high to the sky. So if you need to walk your toes in a little bit, do so. Bend your knees a little bit more, and then you can push your heels to the floor once you're comfortable with that position. Let your neck be free, so there's no pressure in the upper body. Now slide your heels a little bit further away from you. And nice and easy. We're going to roll through the body into a plank. We're going to lift up. Now, on this next one, slightly different. Drop the knees to a hover. Eye gaze forward. And lift the hips back up. So the first one, we roll. Plank. We lift up. The second one, we drop the knees to a hover. And just lengthen the spine with your eye gaze forward. So just 2 different exercises there. And knee hover. So your shoulders are going to be doing quite a lot of work today. Remember, when you lift your hips up, that's always your release. That's always your kind of resting point. And then you roll forward. Pause, and then knees hover. One more of each. So one more plank. One more knee hover. Then lift your side open. Take a breath in, roll forward into plank one more time. Pulse, hips. Big moves, big moves. Scoop the belly in. Work it, work it, work it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Scoop the belly in, squeeze the butt. Now we're going to drop our bodies to the floor. We're going to slide our fingertips to the side of the head. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider. Okay, so my fingertips are resting on my temples. I'm going to lift the head and chest off the floor. I'm going to side bend, then reach my arm as far down that thigh as possible. Then I'm going to bring the hand back, and I'm going to bring myself back to the middle and lower. 6 points to this. We lift, other side, side bend, reach, back to the head, back to the middle and down. Inhale up, exhale side bend, inhale reach, exhale hand to the head, inhale center, exhale down, and so on. Oh, can't breathe. I don't know why, I suddenly lost my breath then. It's because I was talking, I think, really fast while I was teaching. Now, you don't have to go at the same pace as me. Remember, always remember, it's always good. Time under tension is key with any exercise. So you're lifting, you side bend, side bend, side bend. You pause, you lift, 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 and squeeze. You return. So it's all time under tension. Much better. Body's going to have a lot more better effect from working with that intensity. I'm going to not talk while doing this because I can't breathe. We're going to go to each side, and that's the end of my talking. Okay, I'm doing my last one. Everyone come to the middle, lift up, open your arms out wide, squeeze your shoulder blades up to the sky, lift your chest. Turn your palms away, interlace your fingers, stretch the arms up and over, lift those legs up, close the legs together, and then sunk at the legs. So the knees stay straight. You work from the buttocks, you lift your arms, you lift those shoulders. 8, 7, 6, 5, chest up, shoulders back. Lift those hands and release the feet. Release the feet. Open the arms all the way and drop them. Take a little wriggle through the hips. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly transition up into a child's pose or a cat stretch. Bring yourself onto your hands and knees. Flat back, abs on. Slide your right leg up and away. Left arm comes up. We tap down on the inhale. We lift up, out to 45 degrees, back to center and down. Tuck your toes on that left foot if you need a little bit more balance. Scoop the belly in, get that control. Have a little look what's going on.
So this is better, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, or you can drop your elbow, good. Just reduces your range a little bit. Let's take a little bit more focus on this core, guys, all of you. Pull everything in, all the way to the spine. Pelvis nice and still. Feel the muscles really abducting through the shoulder and the leg. Okay, last 2. On that last one, you keep the leg up, yeah? So the leg stays high, the hand drops down. The knee drops down to a hover. You come to your elbows. We lift up for one. I'm doing the wrong leg.
You say it's like, yeah,
Up
you
for
say,
one,
see this?
down and out to the side and back. Mhm. So such a nice way just to work the buttocks, outside the buttocks and thighs. Cool. Get that knee as high out as you can possibly go. It doesn't want to do it, so you're going to make it do it. You're going to force it a little bit more. And just try, it's difficult to do, but you can try and keep your eye gaze to your hand, just spine stays neutral. We all want to kind of drop down and look at what our knees are doing. But if we could just keep a little bit more focus on eye gaze. I'm doing it, I found myself doing it, bad habit. Right, let's go for 2 more after you complete this one. Now drop the leg down, let the pressure off, tuck your toes, lift up, lift up into dolphin. Now, if you want a little bit more challenge than we did earlier, so let's go back to do the basic one that we did earlier. So we're all going to float forward, plank, we all lift back up, then we bend the knees, and we lengthen the spine. Okay, if you want to make it harder, left leg hovers, forward into a plank, lift it up, right knee bends to a hover, so that left leg stays up the whole time. There's your challenge, 5 each side if you're doing one leg, or just stick to the 2 legs. If you're feeling a little bit tired today, better to get a good performance on both sides than to struggle through something that your body's just not feeling on that day. So I, for one, I'm very tired by this point. I've done a lot of exercise today. I would rather stick to the 2 legs. I'm going to do 1 more with 1 leg. And then straight away swap over, 5 on the other side, or 5 more, full stop. Should I have a sweat?
I'm sweating, this one stops. I'm not feeling it today.
You haven't been for a while, that's why.
Yeah.
Just keep both your legs working.
2 weeks ago was you couldn't do it, could you?
No.
And then last week I had to pick my son up.
Yeah.
Books needed.
Okay, should we come up to the last one? Hold a plank. Stay here, drop your knees if you need to, so listen to your body, yeah? Take your right foot hand out, left hand out, right hand out, left hand out. And what you're not doing, you're not wiggling your hips. You are stabilized. If you're on your knees, exactly the same thing on your knees. Tap in, straight out to in front of you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your plank, hold your plank. Five more seconds. And we drop. When you hit the floor, take your forearms in front, and lift your chest. Pull your shoulders back and stretch into your abs. That's quite nice.
Upper body's really sore after yesterday.
What, thingy's class?
Yeah.
Flingy, that's what we call them as well.
Kyle. Shoulders back, chest up. My brain doesn't process things very
Thingy's
quickly.
Thursday.
Thingy's on Thursday. We got our hands underneath our shoulders, push ourselves up. We're going to turn over onto our left side. Onto your elbow, sorry. My elbow's already getting sore on this mat by pulling the skin. It's about to get even more sore.
That's the worst bit, the elbow.
Yeah. Actually, it does help to have like a little towel or something.
I mean, sort of a lot of
That's why I have
tension
two
going through
mats.
the upper body, through the elbows and everything. When we're doing that.
Right, so your knees are slightly bent forward, not too far. And you're going to rest your arm on top of that hip. Sorry, I've lost my trousers. Okay, we lift into a half side plank. We take the arm and the leg into a length, lifting that leg to the sky, reaching the arm. We then return the knee and the hand and pop our hips back down. Nice and easy. You can do it on your hands.
It's the elbow that's causing the problem.
Yeah, I'll show you alternative. Out, back, and down. So it starts off really nice. So if your elbow is really struggling, either come onto your hand or just lie flat to the ground and then just lift the leg high, but keep the hips square and then bend it back. Right, we're going to do 2 more of these. We're all going to end up with ripped elbows. Hold this one up. Option now is to come to your hand. You're going to come to your hand on that left side. We pull over the top and squeeze the elbow and the knee together. Lengthen away for 1. Pull in, lengthen away for 2. Am I on my own? Come on, up.
I'm here.
And up. Knee to the sky. Lift up and over. Is it your elbow?
Yeah.
Come up onto your hand. Do it here. Pull, lengthen, pull, lengthen. These little cushions, little velvet cushions for us delicate people.
Oh, that's
And
right.
5, lift that knee to the sky. 4, high to the sky. 3, and 2. Last one, hold this one up. Now lift up higher, the leg and the arm. Reach, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop down completely to the floor. So our joints don't like these exercises. Elbows and shoulders. So take all the pressure out of them. Rest your arm, upper arm underneath your head. That top leg, flex it and put your foot behind it. Do you see me on the screen? Yeah. Yes. And then you're going to take your underneath leg, which is your left leg, slightly forward. Your right hand is just gently pressing the ground. And we're going to lift that leg up and we're going to abduct the leg to the sky. Now, what we're trying to achieve here, imagine you're trying to turn your toes towards the floor and your heel towards the sky. Squeezing up through your abdomen, exhaling up, inhaling down. Engage those abs. Are you all doing all right? Having fun?
I can't get my head comfortable. Just hello.
Yeah, do that. We're going to do 5 more on these legs. Come on, get them up high. Get them up high. Keep turning the toes down. Inner thighs need to be doing the work. Now that last one stays up. Hold. Focus purely in the thigh, taking the weight of your leg. Let's go. Come on, reach, reach, higher, higher. Breathe. Let's get more movement in these legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and turn onto the backs from there. Oh, it's making me really thirsty. Oh, you're going to love this one. This is all very stretchy, stretchy, bendy, bendy, hamstringy. Interlace your fingers, take a full body stretch before you do anything. Quite nice to use the mirrors for this. So just have a look at your body postures when you're working through this. Or your cameras. Release your fingers to the sky. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, roll up. And lift up toward the top. So lengthen up, straight spine. Curve forward and reach beyond your toes and back out for 1. Reach, 2. So this is where your hamstrings are gonna wake up.
Big pingy.
Beyond your toes.
Yes.
Let's go 4. Give me 1 more. 5. We roll to the floor controllably. Our arms drop down. Our legs lift up, 1 at a time or both together. We open out to wide V and we circle around and up, hold. We drop the legs back down, open them out and around, bring them together and lower them to the floor, 1 at a time or both together. Fingers to the sky. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, roll it up. We reach out, we lift and lengthen up through that spine. We float forward. Come on, let's work. Reach 1 and release. 2. I'm all gonna get you touching your toes in the next 5 minutes, okay?
You said that for the last 4 years.
5 months.
Well, you should be there by now. Roll it down. Now we're doubling up on this, guys. Once you drop your arms down, your legs come to the sky. Please do one at a time if your back's feeling this. Legs wide, we float down together and lift. Do that again. So we're doing 2 in one way, pause, reverse. Legs down, open to the sky for 1, down, open to the sky for 2, and to the floor we go. Inhale, chin to chest, exhale, roll up, lift up and lengthen, and we reach 5, 4, 3, come on, 2,
That's probably on Mars for that.
1, roll it down. Arms, legs, I mean to the sky. Open out wide. 3 big circles here. Let's do this. Come on. Straighten those knees. Work those abs. And then we reverse those circles. Take it slow. Don't rush it. Remember, time under tension is key. It's called tut. And then we lower our legs gently to the floor. Our fingers come up to the sky. We roll it up. We lift up tall. We're going up to 5, okay? Reach forward. 5, 4. Can you touch your toes yet?
No, Mum.
3.
I haven't got any longer since the last time.
2. You have some on my arms, one.
I'm nearer Tom's toes than I am to Mary.
Roll it down. Arms to the ground. Lift those legs to the sky. Let's do 4 of these. 8 in total. 4 one way, 4 the other. Do not rush it. I don't mind which way you do.
And I'll keep you first.
If you're really struggling at any point with this, please bend your knees and do it with your knees bent, okay? One more. And then we lower to the ground. Fingertips to the sky, we roll up. Always get that wonderful lift. Then we reach 5. Are we going further? Yeah? Yes, said Tom. 2.
I'm the one not complaining.
Yeah, that's very
That's
true.
right,
Thank you
no,
very
that's
much.
fine.
Roll it down, guys. We're doing the last one.
We can all do that.
It's because I don't want to come fold me in half.
Guys, legs up. Let's go.
So,
Big
there's a
B. Round 1. Don't go faster than me. 2. 3. Keep straightening those knees. 4. One more big one. Lift to the sky and reverse it. Legs down. Open up for 1. Come on, Richard. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Come on. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Don't do it straight legs. Do it bend knees. Is that the last one, guys?
4.
Last one. Gently to the floor. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale. Roll up. Pause halfway. Woo! Here we are. Drop down. Down. Pause. Tiny little movements, like little crunches. If you want more. And if you want more. Let's do this. Come on, join me. Richard, you just go here. Go here. Go here. Come on, go here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend those legs this time. We raise the arms. We take our arms behind and we lean into our hands. We lift our chest. So lift up tall. Flex your feet. We're going for the big one now. We're going to catch those feet. Walk in. Sit tall. Open your arms. Reach up and grab your feet. Bend your knees until you can.
Yeah, that's cheating.
I put photos of you guys on social media, right? Without your permission.
I saw them, but I wasn't in it.
No, you weren't. And they're really, really amazing positions. I call you my athletes.
You're practicing your Photoshop.
No, you look great. Everyone lift up tall. Come on, let's fold forward, drop
I've
down.
done my hair.
I'll do a special one-on-one little social media thing with you, shall I? Yeah. I'll interview you and you can pick me up.
Lack of flexibility.
I've been working, Polly, for 8 years and I still can't touch my toes.
Yeah.
Come on, let's make this strong. I want you to work on pulling the toes in, extending the knees and dropping your chest lower, dropping your chin. I want you to take 3 more breaths here.
I want my legs inverted, lift together. Well, it's just tense here. I know exactly where it is.
I know,
It's not, it's not in my back.
Okay, roll out of it, guys, and just lean back. Let your bottom relax, just pull your chest out your shoulders. Okay, we're going to spin around and do the other side now, okay? So we're going to lie on our right side. I'm going to switch over this way. I think you can, the right side. You okay?
No.
Are you lacking energy today?
Yes, I'm just going to cool legs. Doesn't help.
Oh no, she's wiping the energy out of you.
She has. Just like when I was married.
Number 1.
That's why you're not. Happy day. Okay, guys, onto your elbows. So I'm afraid we're going back to this one. Now, we haven't been on our elbows for a good 10 minutes now, so you might not, because we went to a lot of planks and things on our front, so we might be all right. So knees slightly bent forward. Hand on hip. We lift up, we open, we drop, and we drop the hips down. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Always starts off nice. I'm getting old because when I go into the position, my face is sagging. I see it dropping down. Although someone did say to me yesterday, "Are you in your 30s?" I thought that was a compliment.
Yeah.
I'll take that because I'm 43 next week.
Happy birthday for next week.
Thanks very much.
I see.
I'll see you before then.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, I'm St. Patrick's Day born. 2 more, guys. Absolutely despise being in my 40s.
You should try being my age then.
Okay, we lift our arm. We take the arm up, we take the leg out. When we're ready, let's go. Pull in, kick away. We try and aim to get the knees high up as we can go. Squeezing through the right butt cheek. Woo, the elbow doesn't like that. Put your hand if you need to. Are you all right on this side, Richard?
Yeah. So
Can you get your hip much higher off the ground?
I'm supposed to.
Come on, guys, let's reach. Lift those hips. 2 more. 1. Last one. Hold that leg and arm up. Reach it up to the sky. Squeeze the butt. 5, 4, higher. 2 and 1. Come down. Release it off. Drop it to the floor. Long, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Right. Just find your breath. Okay, we're going to work that in the thigh. Pop your top leg over, take your lower leg slightly forward. Left hand in front of the chest, let's lift the leg up and down. So we're trying to turn the toes down, lift the heel to the sky. Take the leg a little bit further away from you so it's not too close to that leg. Reach behind the leg and step over.
So that's why I'm going to look in the mirror. Gets me confused. Oh, legs behind.
Reach and squeeze those tummy muscles. If you can, you can rest your head on your hand if you want. Anthony, you're right this side.
Yeah, not so bad this time.
You look like you're having a nice little time today. No pain. I'm being really nice to you all. Do you realise that?
For now.
5 more.
It's the worst one of your classes I've done this week.
Oh, thanks very much.
I've done this one this week.
Oh, this one. Both.
Everything
Both.
hurts.
It's a totally different way of hurting your body. That's the beauty of it. That's why it's so beneficial, along with anything else you do. Come on, squeeze it. Get higher, get more movement. Control that inner thigh. 8, 7, 6, 5. Higher. 3, 2, and release. Tom, you are dead, scaringly silent today. Are you feeling any pain?
I'm not feeling great after Carl yesterday, but I can't complain. These two
Oh.
were in it as well.
Carl's ruined my class.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm all right, if that helps.
Right, that's all right then, yeah. Okay, we're on our back. What did Carl do to you?
We made them work.
Yeah. It's trying to keep on relaxing, that's the problem.
Right, bend your legs facing to the ground, arms relaxed down by your side, tuck your shoulder blades under, inhale, tilt your pelvis, exhale, roll up into a bridge. Keeping your hips as high as you possibly can, step your left foot forward, your right foot forward, your left foot in, your right foot in, then swap, right, left, right, left. Now, if you want to go further than just a step forward, you can take your legs straight to the heel, back in, back in. Only do fully extended leg if your lower back can take it. It's very strong on your lower back. So what you don't want to do is injure yourself. Stick with the step, 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 step. You've got to try and reach your. Pardon?
Can I put one leg back in for everyone out?
If that suits you today, you can. I'm not going to be horrible to you. You do what you need to do.
We'll call that the ex-wife.
No.
You have to.
We're going to work on a de-stressor in a minute. Don't worry. Right, just give me 2 more each side. Hips up, guys. Get as much elevation as you can. Squeeze those back muscles. 1 more each side. And then when you've done your last one, roll it out. Hug your knees in. Slide your hands underneath your thighs. You're going to love this next exercise. Roll up, flip around, hands and knees. As soon as you're there, downward facing dog. I'm going to quickly show you what you're going to do actually before you come to that position. Once you've got your downward facing dog, you're going to roll forward. You're going to take your left knee to the outside of your left elbow, inside of your right, and then lift it up high to the sky. You're going to do that 5 times, and then we're going to fly into a pigeon, okay? So Auntie's gone before us. Let's get up. Downward facing dog, guys. Nice and strong. Elbows extended, chest melted, back extended, tailbone squeezed up. Let's go. Left leg up high. Swing it forward, outside the elbow, inside the elbow, kick it up to the sky. Your right leg stays straight the whole time. 2. Forward, forward, up for 3. Forward, forward, up for 4. 1 more. Elbow, elbow, hold. Then we come forward, we pull the knee in, and we hold it here. So, pull the abs in tight. And drop the leg into pigeon. Ta-da!
All of that happened.
So the right foot is over to the right side of the mat. The left knees to the right knees to the left side of the mat. So my heels underneath my right hip bone, ideally.
And is your leg in a straight line?
No way. My legs don't do that. Tom's do. So you ideally are right angle. No, my hips aren't designed for that. Bend your heel towards your bottom. Right hand comes around, catches your heel. Pull it in.
That's right. Yeah.
And drive your hips around the front. Now, if your joints don't like this, you take the pressure off the joints and come to here.
We'll go back.
So now you're there, Anthony. Come up to here.
The next bit.
And if you want to go further, Tom, come to your elbows.
Ow.
Wow, that's an interesting position. I'm glad you're there, though. How's that for you? Good?
Yeah, lovely.
If you're holding onto your back leg, feel free to release it and then come deep into pigeon. I might have to come along and do a little bit of adjusting.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
So we stay here for a good minute, okay? This is your de-stressor. This is your ex-wife releaser.
In all fairness, we're getting on really well. We've just got a really important meeting tomorrow, and I think we're all on the same page at the minute.
Ah, there we go.
Oh no.
Tom's wasting away.
I actually think that I might snap it and touch me.
I'm just going to touch you very gently.
Oh,
There we go.
and here comes the sweat.
Yeah, the stretchy sweat. The sweaty stretch. Right, you've got now another 2 to 3 long deep breaths. What I mean, like inhale and exhale. Lean more into your left hip, Tom. Come up onto your hands. Tuck your toes at the back. free your body, downward facing dog. If you need to quickly rest here, do so. You've got about 10 seconds to do that. Get your downward facing dog to that perfect place. Bend your knees at your bottom, extend your spine, up your chest, and push your heels to the ground. Right leg up to the sky. So if you're resting, come and join us.
Richard.
And come forward. Outside of elbow, inside of elbow, out behind for 1. Don't go faster than me. 2. Outside, inside, up to the sky. 3. 4. 5. Was that 5? This is 5. Now leg to the sky. Go to something easier this time. Take a breath. Roll into a plank. Pull the knee forward. Get the belly in. Pull the knee forward and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Pull it in. 2. Drop it. Pigeon. Get your positioning right before you get into the stretch. So if you lean, move your foot, come back. If you don't want to be in it at all, come to seated head. I'm tired.
No, I feel really good today.
Oh,
This is my less flexible side.
this is going to be interesting. Bend your heel to your bottom. Come back up onto your hand.
Yeah, probably.
Take your left hand around the outside of your foot, heel to bottom, then turn your body back to here. You can drop to your elbow if you wish. Come on, Anthony. There we go. Wonderful. Out of your comfort zones, guys. You're going to hold on to this leg just for a couple more breaths, okay? Once you've let go of it, you can come deep into your pigeon. Please let your shoulders relax, let your whole body sink into those hips. Take a nice deep breath in and then exhale. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Just shove my thumb into that guy's face. How embarrassing is that? Just literally standing right there as my bum went straight up against me, right?
You've done all lesson to me, it's fine.
Get recording. I'm getting used to recording. Right, guys, come up onto your hands. Just stay here for a couple more breaths because we should really stay down a bit longer. You all right? Sweating? Tuck your toes. Lift up. Plank. Oh. Slow mountain climbers. Look at this. That's like a cool down. Like a little mobility cool down. Isolation in the shoulders. Hips don't move. You're just flexing them. Using your abs to draw the knee forward. 8, 7, 6. Keep the knee close to the floor. 4, 3, 2. And then my last one, we lift the hips, walk our hands all the way back to our feet. And we're going to hang here. Bend the knees, let your head and chest drop. And you can extend your legs as much as you want to here. And just let the body rest. So you should feel like this isn't a terrible hamstring stretch after the hamstring work we've done today. Yeah?
I think so.
I have not got my hands flat to the ground. Okay?
Yes, you have.
No, with my legs straight for a few months.
Oh.
And that is because I've been doing lots of hamstring work this week. Soften the knees, roll it up. Oh, head rush. Roll the shoulders. Interlace those fingers. Come forward one more time. Lift those arms up and over as much as you can go. Go. Come on, lift it, lift it. All right. Just 5, 4, reach, 2, and then one hand, roll it up. Roll those shoulders one more time. Stand tall, open the arms. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bow. Hands overhead, little clap. Oh, thanks, guys.
That was bloody hard today. Sweating.